What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you guys because we're going to be taking a nice look at the Mimighoul. So, the TCG exclusive archetype for Infinite Forbidden has been unveiled, and they're actually really good. Let's hope that they keep this up within the next few sets for the TCG, because Mimighoul seems to have something that they should have given to some other archetypes. Then they didn't. So the Mimighoul are a Earth attribute based archetype that consists of flip effect monsters and the abilities that correspond with flip effects. Let's feel like we've heard these before. And there's an archetype called the Subterra. There's an archetype called the Ghost Trick. There's even an archetype called Shadal, which were all major archetypes that focus on flip something. Oh, we can even talk about the Prediction Princesses, because they were an archetype that featured flip effects as well. And it seems like, well, fingers crossed, that pray that these don't hit the same as at least at least two of them, because we have not heard much out of Prediction Princesses in years. Poor Ghost Trick, the whole mechanic killed them off. And, well, Subterra did extremely well despite the craziness that was going on with Guru Control. And Shadal has always been Shadal, so there is no negatives for Shadal because we don't do Shadal slander here. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at the cards and the announcement for the Mimighoul. So, what are they based off of? If I'm not mistaken, according to the information we've been given, this is based off of mimics. If you guys don't know what mimics are, wow, you guys need to play some RPGs. So, mimics are monsters that look like treasure chests. They look like item boxes. If you play Pokemon, they used to be Voltorb. Now they can easily be Among Us. There's, what was the other one? No, I think it's just Voltorb and Among Us. Because Among Us replaced Voltorb in Gen 5, and then brought it back in Gen 5 Part 2, and then onward. It was either Among Us in the grass, or in industrial areas, you would see Voltorbs or Electrodes. That's the other one, Voltorb Electrodes. If you play Final Fantasy, there's an enemy archetype known as the Mimics. They disguise themselves as item boxes as well. It's the whole gimmick thing that I think ran from D&D, where there were enemies that were known as the Mimics. They look like treasure chests, and you can use, and if you opened them, they would actually be enemies that would eat you and destroy you, while in cases you would have to fight them. I know them more so from Final Fantasy because I've always played Final Fantasy a lot more. I know Dragon Quest has a couple of them as well. I know Pokemon has always had their rendition of it. Did you have a rendition of Monsters in the Box? Not off the top of my head, but I think maybe some Monsters. I'm not too sure. But those are just the ones off the top of my head. I'm sure there are plenty more of them. But yeah, that's basically what they're just basing themselves off of. So first off is Mimighoul Master. It's a level 4 Earth attribute zombie type monster with 1800 attack and 1200 defense. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect while your opponent controls any face down monsters, or you control a Mimighoul monster other than Mimighoul Master. You can use each of the following effects of Mimighoul Master once per turn. If this card is no more social, you may add one Mimighoul monster from your deck to your hand. Except for Mimighoul Master. During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can change one face down monster on the field to face up or face down attack, or defense position. Mimighoul Dragon, level 1 Earth attribute dragon type flip monster. 500 attack, 1200, 2000 defense. Flip. If it's the main phase, apply these effects in sequence. Destroy all monsters you control except for Mimighoul monsters. Give control of this card to your opponent. During your main phase, you can summon this card from your hand to your opponent's side of the field in face down defense position. If this card is no more such a summon, you can add one Mimighoul solo trap card from your deck to your hand. You only use each effect of Mimighoul Dragon once per turn. Mimighoul Cerberus, level 1 Earth attribute beast type foot monster with 400 attack, 1800 defense. Flip. If it's your main phase, apply these effects in sequence. Banish the top 3 cards of your deck, then special summon one of your banished monsters to your opponent's side of the field in defense position. Give control of this card to your opponent during your main phase. You can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's side of the field face down defense position. You only use each of these effects of Mimighoul Cerberus once per turn. Your opponent cannot target faceless spells you control with card effects. Mimighoul Archfiend, level 1, Earth Attribute Fiend type monster, 0 attack, 1900 split. Uh, if it's the main phase, apply these effects in sequence. Your opponent draws one card, send one card from your hand to the graveyard. Give control of this card to your opponent. During your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's side of the field and face down to its position. If this card is normal or special summon, change one face down monster on the field to face up attack or defense position. You can only use each of the effects of Mimighoul Archfiend once per turn. Mimighoul Dungeon, field spell. Mimighoul monsters you control that are not normal or special summon this turn gain attack equal to their defense. Any player who controls a face-down monster cannot normal summon monsters, nor declare an attack on a monster that was special summoned this turn. During your main phase, you can add one Mimighoul monster from your deck to your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can only use the effects of Mimighoul Dungeon once per turn. Mimighoul Maker. Normal spell. Reveal 2 flip monsters with a different name from your deck. Your opponent randomly picks one, special summons one to their field and face down position, and adds the other one to your hand. Then you can special summon one Mimighoul monster from your hand. If your opponent special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Then target one face down monster your opponent controls and change it to face up attack or defense position. You can only use you only use one effect of Mimighoul Maker once per turn, and only once that turn. Mimighoul Boom. Room. I'm sorry, not boom. Room. Normal trap. You can special summon one Mimighoul monster from your hand or deck to your field, or in face down defense position to your opponent's side of the field. When you can change one face up monster on the field to face down defense position. You can banish this card from your graveyard. You can target any number of Mimighoul cards you control and return them to your hand. You can only use one Mimighoul Room effect per turn and only once that turn. So, oddly enough, my opinion of these monsters, just basing off of their effects, yeah, they are definitely mimics. If by any means they are mimics. These monsters definitely have a lot of beneficial effects to flip themselves face up or face down, flipping monsters face up or face down. It really just benefiting from giving rewards to you who gave the monster to your opponent and flipping them up, being able to do a lot of things. Taking a look at Mimighoul Dragon, being able to destroy all monsters on the field except for Mimighoul monsters. Then, if it's normal or special, to add a Mimighoul spell or trap from your deck to your hand. I really want to see how that plays out. This whole giving your opponent's monster effect, because there's a lot of things. Like, these are cute designs, don't get me wrong, and I think a lot of them have really cool affects to them. I can see a lot of them being played because of how beneficial things can be. Giving these to your opponent to have them come back to you, I want to say, I don't know, like, this is a very weird thing, but it's just how mimics themselves works in games, where mimics were always being able to, be the surprise attack in cases. So, I don't know, it's like I said, like, I'm liking how a lot of these work, but I feel like the gimmick of giving them to your opponent, I don't know how the adverse things are, because if you flip them, it has to be during the main phase to where you apply the effects. And then it's like giving them to your opponent, I guess, would force them to have to flip them and then trigger their opponent. So it's a lot of back and forth of give and take. But then there's benefits to... I don't know what is this archetype's end game, because it really isn't a boss monster. Yeah, that's crazy. This archetype doesn't have a boss monster. It just has utility. So maybe the next set, Deep of the Abyss, will then they'll give this archetype some cards. Because, I mean, Cosmo, as we look back at a lot of TCG exclusive archetypes starting off, Cosmo had at least one ridiculed boss monster. Because that was Cosmo Forerunner till Dark Destroyer when got printed. Then the kaijus were always big monsters. The UA had a bit of that problem. BA didn't, because even then Dante was still a force to be reckoned with. Till Beatrice was printed in Virgil. So yeah, I really don't know, because like it's a really good concept of give and take, but there has to be some end result to it. I don't really see that end result. It's just like, here's my monster. When you flip it, I'm gonna get it back, but then I'm also gonna have all these benefits to it. And it's like, yeah, it's got a lot of play work to it. It's got to be a lot of stuff to figure. I need to see it in play. I definitely need to see it in play. But let me know what you guys think about the Mimighouls. Do you like them? Do you see what concepts of it? Just before I go, I do want to just say shout outs to Mimic level 1 and 3, level 1, 3, and 5, who got no love, who are not getting any respective attitudes. Because remember, those are the first Mimic monsters for the Yu-Gi-Oh series. Mimic level 3 and Mimic level 5. You know, those monsters, the ones that look like treasure chests, and when they open, there were ghoulish fiends inside of them. Yeah, I remember them. Konami does it. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this video, you guys. Like I said, if you guys have anything you'd like to add to the interest of this video, definitely leave it in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, as it helps me out tremendously. You can hit the notification bell to be informed of when I upload my content to my channel. My social media links are in the description box below. You can always check out the playlist to know when to see other content on the channel. Thanks everyone for watching. HPJ signing out. Take care.